Hello everyone, my name is Fay Ann Lee. Thank you for joining me today. In this video, I will demonstrate how TrustSec-enabled switches and firewalls can enforce security policies based upon TrustSec security groups. There are two methods of enforcing TrustSec security group-based policies. The first method utilizes security group ACLs, also known as SGACLs. These are policies that are centrally defined on the Identity Services Engine and deployed to both Catalyst and Nexus switches, as well as integrated and aggregated services routers. These policies can also be defined locally via CLI. The second enforcement method is Security Group Firewall. ASDM or CSM is used to configure security group-based policies on the ASA. CLI is used on the integrated and aggregated services routers. This demonstration consists of two parts. The first part shows enforcement based on SGACLs. The second shows enforcement based on SG Firewall. As you can see here, an employee is on the network and wants to access servers hosted in the data center. This employee, upon establishing a network connection, was tagged as an employee. As this employee accesses the servers, the data center switch will filter his traffic based on the security group policy received from the Identity Services Engine. I'm going to start the first part of this demo by reviewing the security group and security group ACL configuration on ISE. Shown here is a list of configured security groups. We'll choose from this list of groups when building our policy. Now I've moved to the security group ACL screen. SGACLs are different than ACLs. Let's take a deeper look at an SGACL to see what the difference is. Shown here is an SGACL with multiple rules. Unlike traditional ACLs, IP addresses are not included. Just the type of traffic is specified. This allows SGACLs to support IPv4 and IPv6. Now that we've got the security groups and SGACLs configured, we are ready to create our policies. On ICE, security group policies are defined by navigating to the Egress Policy tab. ICE offers two different ways to view the policies that are created. The matrix view, shown here, is most commonly used. On the left, from top to bottom, are the source SGTs. From left to right, across the top, are the destination SGTs. The row-column intersect is where the SGACL that applies to these SGTs is defined. So, for example, looking at the first row, traffic with the source SGT of employees, when destined to anything with the development server SGT, per the SGACL of deny IP, traffic is denied. Likewise, when the employee communicates with the production servers, per the SGACL of permit IP, traffic is allowed. Looking at this matrix, there are several defined policies. It is important to note that all of these policies are not necessarily downloaded to the switch. Instead, the switch pulls ICE for the policies for the users or devices that it provides enforcement for. In this demo, I use a data center switch that has a production server and a development server connected to it. This switch will only pull policies. Looking at this matrix, traffic there are several defined policies. To start, I'll list the devices that this switch can provide enforcement for. With the CTS role-based SGT map command that I just typed, we see that the switch has the IP to SGT mappings that were both learned via SXP and statically configured. This switch will pull policies from ICE for each of the SGTs listed here. By typing the show CTS role-based policy command, you just saw a list of policies scroll by. Since our focus is on the access for the employee, I'll tune the command to just show policies that will be enforced when the source SGT is employee.
Shown are the policies relating to traffic sourced with the employee SGT. The policies show that traffic to the production server is permitted, but traffic to the development server is not. Now I'll complete this first demo by having the employee connect and access the production and development servers. The employee has connected, so I'll validate that she was assigned the employee SGT with the authentication session details command. Based on the command output, we can see that an SGT was assigned.
Our employee will first attempt to access the production server. our employee was able to access the production server. Now on the data center switch, let's look at the ACL counter. In the second half of the demo, the same employee to production and development server flows will be enforced with the ASA instead of a switch. Using ASDM, I'll create a rule to allow the employee to communicate with the production servers. Now I'll move on to configuring the SG firewall rule to prevent the employee from being able to communicate with the development server. Now that the rules are configured, I'll go to the PC to try to access the production and development servers. This concludes the demonstration. Thank you for watching. For more information, please visit www.cisco.com/go/TrustSec.